from thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of my 10 commandments don't you like?
Well, the entire premise that you, in your thought process, could exceed the wisdom of God.
I mean, it's not the wisdom of God. These commandments were given to you by a drunken lout who was a bigot, a sexist, and a warmonger, and a thief.
A sinner. He was a sinner, yes.
No, he was a bigot, a sexist, a warmonger, and a thief. That's where you get your 10 commandments from.
He broke as many of God's laws as you have.
Guy that believed in wizards.
Mm-hmm. You don't believe in wizards? You don't believe in magicians? You believe in Bill Gates, I'm sure.
No, I don't believe. What do you mean I believe in Bill Gates? What kind of stupid thing is that?
He's a wizard and a magician to you. You don't know.
No, he's neither, sir.
You don't have a clue about what he's dreaming up right now. And what he's been able to achieve is just simply magic to you.
I mean, you're incredible. You're better than Gary Spivey. I mean, man, you know things that happened to me in my childhood. You know how I think about other people that I don't even think about. Oh, man, you're incredible.
And you're so jealous of Bill Gates that it's driving you nearly insane.
Right.
But anyway, I've got to go. My restaurant calls. I've got a dinner date. But it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, what's the name of that restaurant?
Burns.
Burns, okay. So you want to eat at Burns, that's what you're eating. 990 WFLA in Hillsborough. He said his restaurant. 990 WFLA in Hillsborough. 461 WFLA in Pinellas. My list is the better list. So you're getting another example as to why they call me the Magnificent Lassiter tonight. 990 WFLA Hillsborough, 461 WFLA in Pinellas. To Don on a cell phone. Don, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Oh, God. How you doing today?
Excellent.
Great. I can tell you're having a good time today with this. This is incredible. This last call that just called in here. That's the epitome of what's wrong with any organized religion. They've all got their same thing. It's looking for ways, your childhood. You had somebody did something to you when you were little. I feel the same way about organized religion.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like your...
you like my list?
Oh, I love it. I think it's great. I think that's just... That should be the list that is posted everywhere.
It still needs more work, I concede it could use a little more work. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's sure heading in the right direction, I think.
I think so, too. I love it. I think it's great.
Okay, Guy.
See you.
Thank you. Let's go to Marie in Tampa. Marie, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi.
Hi.
But you know what? I had a confession to make. I'm a liar. My first name isn't Marie.
Oh, okay.
It's Rosemary.
Okay.
But anyway, I just wanted to, make that right, but you don't have thou shalt not lie on it. I mean, that should be a good
Well, yes, I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
okay,
thou shalt not make false oaths nor fail to keep your word.
Okay, so I'm doing really good. Do I get any peanut prizes for that?
No, Marie. Let's go to Pete on his cell phone. Pete, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob, what's happening?
Not much.
The third caller before me, that religious fanatic, that was really a perfect reason why the goat should be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously somewhere in his heritage there was a goat. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm not real crazy about religious fanatics. In business, I've been lied to and stolen from by more religious people, and I can think of 5 promise keepers that they really ought to name it liar keepers.
I think this list should be posted in every church.
Your list?
Yeah.
I really didn't get a chance to hear your list. I just got in my car and I didn't hear it, so I couldn't say one way or another. But
sure, you could. Just agree with me. 990 WFLA in Hillsborough, 461 WFLA in Pinellas. To a cell phone we go. Cell, you're on the air 970 WFLA.
Yes. How you doing?
Excellent.
Okay. 2 major flaws in your list. The first flaw is when you said that. Everyone do to your neighbor as you should do to yourself.
At all times and in all ways.
Okay, now remember, in the New Testament, Christ took the Old Testament 10 Commandments, which are 5 spiritual laws and 5 civil laws, and he rolled them up into 2. The first one, he said, love the Lord God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor like yourself. So Christ took the 10 rolled it into 2 because the 10 was exposing people. They couldn't keep it because of you.
Well, you see, I could have really just rolled it into 1, but I was trying to keep the number 10.
Well, what I was saying.
So which is a better list? The one that they want to hang or this one?
Well, I have to go with the God's list, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh.
Because God made that list, and God knew what he was doing. And when Christ...
No, God didn't make the list. There's no two ways about it. He didn't make that list up.
Well, listen, let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
If you check the Hebrew scriptures, remember the Old Testament was written in Hebrew. I'm not talking about the King James Version. If you check the...
That's the one where it has the part about killing the goat, which comes right after these.
Well, the reason...
And trimming your beard and living in a house with a pointed roof and that kind of stuff.
Okay, the reason that the goat was killed is because symbolically the goat was unclean or unfit for sacrifice. Remember, only clean animals, spotless without blemish, could be for sacrifice because that was a foreshadowing or a...
No, it was a way for the rabbi to get meat that he didn't have to raise on his own.
No, not from an unclean goat. Now remember, the rabbis were being taken care of by the other 11 tribes because the rabbis served as the spiritual guidance of the 12 tribes. So they
rabbis
were allowed
10%.
Yes, so understand something. Christ took the 10 Commandments and rolled it up into 2. Love God, and love your
that's
neighbor.
all fine and well. We're not in the least bit interested in your knowledge of the New Testament. We're just trying to find out which list should be hung, mine or
what
the old one.
What I'm saying is, Christ was already ahead of you.
Goodbye. People that don't listen to instructions, get less time on the show. 990-WFLA. Oh, I can't wait till we come back from the news. I mean, if I had the time, I'd do it now because this one doesn't want to give his name. It will be no name in Tampa when we return. 990-WFLA in Hillsborough, 461 WFLA in Pinellas. I'm, somewhat stunned. Without going through the whole thing, just let me briefly explain where we are. The Congress last night said you can post the 10 Commandments, okay? Because they're worried about, people don't know the 10 Commandments, and, they're not living by them. And things would be a lot better, and I'm not going to argue with this. But I thought you could post a better list. One that had something to do with the things that people do wrong today. There aren't an awful lot of people running around making, graven images. That's so I came up with my own list. And I thought it was a pretty good list. And, this is America, so I thought we would put it up for a vote. And the most incredible thing is happening. The heathens, they like my list. The people that say they like God, they don't like my list. I don't know what's the matter with my list. I thought it was a good list. This is, Lassiter's commandments. Thou shalt not exploit the labor of your fellow man. I guess the God lovers like to exploit their fellow man. Thou shalt not strike another in anger. I guess they like to hit people. Thou shalt not engage in bigotry or prejudice. Guess they like to do that. Thou shalt not pollute nor squander the resources of the earth. I guess they're not, into that. Thou shalt not deny the basic needs of another. Thou shalt not make false oaths, nor fail to keep your word. Thou shalt not fail to honor your duties as a parent. Thou shalt not take nor possess more than you need so long as there are others who go without. Thou shalt not think better of yourself, nor hold yourself above any other. And thou shalt do unto others as you would have them do unto you, at all times and in all ways. And the God lovers hate this list. I bet God would like it. So I simply ask the audience, which list do you think would be better posted in the schools? I don't know. 990-WFLA in Hillsborough. Can you hear the twinkle in my eye? 461 WFLA in Pinellas. The GTE wireless thing, that number is...
The number is pound 970.
Okay, I have some bad news for you. Mr. No Name, or maybe it was Ms. No Name, I'm not sure. Jeffy, why didn't the individual, what was the problem there?
It was Mr.
Mr. Yeah.
No name, and he said, I don't want to give my name. So
you tell him, he could make one up. I mean, we only do it so like we sound friendly.
And he said, no, I don't want to give my name. So I said, okay, we're going to call you Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, whatever. So I decided, okay, I'll put him up as no name.
Huh.
And then he left.
Yeah, then he dropped. Oh, well. 990-WFLA in Hillsborough, 461-WFLA in Pinellas, as we attempt to figure out which would be the better list. Larry in Clearwater. Larry, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Larry.
How are you?
Excellent. Which list do you like?
Well, actually, your list, but but you've made it too long. The bottom line is do unto others.
Well, I appreciate that, but I wanted to keep the number 10,
Well, I
10 Commandments.
I understand that, but there's one there about the earth and such. Of course, that falls into the. My dad told me that the 10 Commandments were all encapsulated in one. I don't know if I can say this. I can say this. One damn rule, and that was the do unto others, and that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line of everything. You don't agree?
I didn't say that. It's in my list.
Well, I know, but you've added some other things that.
Well, I told you I wanted to keep the number 10.
Yeah, all right, I can get that.
Good, glad you can dig it. Let's go to Steve on his cell phone. Steve, you're on the air 970 WFLA.
Yeah, I agree with your list.
My list, okay.
Except for the last one. And the reason I don't agree with the other one is simply because I know that along with the Noah's Ark and all that stuff, was stolen from Code Hammurabi. In other words, a Babylonian king who once lived a long time ago. They simply picked off the 10 Commandments from that, like they did the Noah's Ark, Gilgamesh and Enkidu, and things like that, and Adam and Eve and all that stuff.
Oh, no.
So we know it's all mythology that they picked off from somebody. But your last one's the one. I think in a multicultural society, I think the previous caller who said do unto others, I think leave it at that. Because you're getting into turn the other cheek and things like that, which, in this country and multiculturalism, you're asking to get punched in the mouth and knock your teeth out and they'll laugh at you. So doing unto others as you'd have them do unto you, that's a foolish one. I think the best thing is just do unto others. Get out there and make your case for life, and hopefully you make it to age 80 and have a nice retirement pension and things like that.
Okay.